you originally co-wrote the Clark sisters' First Lady of Gospel movie for Lifetime, or actually, you didn't do it for Lifetime. You just wrote it, correct?
Yeah, well, this could be like a really helpful moment for some of the fans
Mm-hmm.
because I always know, even like with my family members, they think that, one day maybe you get hired to write a script job and like a week later the movie's coming out.
Right, right,
It doesn't
exactly.
happen that way.
Yeah,
So when I first came onto the Clark Sisters project, what a lot of people would be amazed to know, it was in 2005. And I was co-writing, we didn't write the script, but we were pitching the project. So pitching is basically just, everybody might be able to guess, it's going out and verbally telling the story to executives and studio executives and networks and trying to get them to hire us to write the script. And we didn't end up selling it.
right.
So this happens a lot in entertainment. And for anyone who wants to go into entertainment, I always tell them it's an endurance game. It's a patience game because it takes a long time for projects to actually get to the screen. But flash forward from 2005 to 2017, the producer who originally brought me onto the project, Holly Carter, partnered up with Queen Latifah. And with the resources with Queen Latifah, they were then able to hire me to write the script. I was originally conceiving the idea with Sarah Finney Johnson, who was the showrunner of Moesha, The Parkers, a very prolific and wonderful
Right,
TV writer, and a friend who brought me on because of my film writing
right.
expertise. But when 2017 came, Sarah was busy with another TV show, and I continued solo and wrote the script. So
Okay,
the script was written 3 years ago in 2017.
okay.
Flash forward to 2018, and this is a great thing that can help people understand. When the project was sold to Lifetime, they elected to go with Sylvia L. Jones to carry the baton and write the next draft of the script.
Okay.
So she and I share writing credits,
Okay.
although we were not in a room
Right,
together.
right.
We shared ideas. I gave her my research information and all of that. But that's kind of how the project came about, and so I wrote several drafts on my own, and then the project sold to Lifetime based on my draft, and then from there, Lifetime hired another writer to rewrite me, which
Fantastic.
happens sometimes in the industry.
Exactly. And so with that said, tell me a little bit about the research process. How did you approach doing research for this and connecting with the individual voices of the various sisters and their mother? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so when it first started in 2005, when we were brought on to pitch the project, I went to Nashville to the annual convention that the Church of God in Christ, which the acronym is COGIC, that's
Okay.
the denomination that the Clark sisters are,
Okay.
and they have that big national, it's like overwhelming. It's so huge.
Mhm.
And the Clark sisters are usually a part of the program. They sang, they brought the house down, of course.
Right.
But that was my first interaction with them, trailing them, watching them, looking at their mannerisms, seeing how they dress,
Right.
interviewing them, in separate conferences during the convention and during the COGIC convention. And really just getting to know them, getting to know their individual personalities.
Right.
The research was then followed up, and the COGIC, and there'll be a scene in the film you'll see that you'll just like, yep, they did their research for the COGIC convention. The research at the COGIC convention was followed up with numerous phone interviews. So I was given access to them and spoke to them on the phone and would type out questions, would follow back up with questions. And I talked to every sister. And there's a misconception out there I've kind of seen on social media that Sister Denise Clark Bradford was not, Dr. Bradford was not talked to. And she was. I talked to her several times.
Okay.
So I did get to hear her voice. I got to hear part of her story. And I talked to all of the sisters, and it was amazing. So I compiled notes through those conversations, and I also created a timeline I realized, and now I've been hired to write several biopics, and
Right.
I've decided, and I realized I've to write a timeline for everything because it gets confusing.
Mm.
And as a writer, as a screenwriter, we have to also be researchers. So I wrote down every major event. I created a grid with every major event and minor event in their lives so that when writing the script, I could be accurate. And if there was anything that needed a little massaging because you only have a 2 hour
Right.
film, that I would know what I was massaging so that no
Right.
one could say, well, that was wrong. That happened in 1972.
Right.